It's now time for the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world. That's FYI Radio Show with your host, Miss Yolnda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. The music that you hear playing in the background is none other than Miss Yolnda, the Lady Hinton, where I am now. And if you'd like to see us live in WGPL 1350 studio, WMVA 88.9 FM studio, all you have to do is go to Edward Everett's Facebook page or Miss Yolnda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page. And guess what? You can see us live right here in the studio. And if you want to hear us all over the globe, all you have to do is go to WGPL 1350 webcast, WGPCE 1400 webcast, click and listen live. And now I want to introduce to some and present to others the host of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, Miss Yolnda, the Lady Hinton, and a pleasant good morning to you.
Good morning, Mr. E. It's a beautiful day in the neighborhood.
Would you, could you, will you be my neighbor?
Let's welcome our neighbors. Let's welcome WGPL 1350 AM listeners.
Peace, 95.3 FM, WMVA 88.9 FM, WPCE 1400 AM, and 95.3 FM.
Facebook Live is on and popping. Let's also welcome Twitter, LinkedIn, YouTube, Instagram, and TikTok. Make sure you like, share, comment, and subscribe. And we promise we'll shout you out.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe.
Like, share, comment, and subscribe. Go to all our channels. Go to YouTube, the newest channel at FYI Radio Show host Yolnda Hinton. You can always go to Cristo Records 1, CRISTO Records 1. Like, share, comment, and subscribe, and we will appreciate you.
You promise.
Promise.
Okay. Yes.
All right, Miss E, it's Fun Friday.
That's right. It's Fun Friday. The clock on the wall says it's temperature gauge on the wall says it's 29 degrees on the outside and the sunny.
Can you believe it?
It's
We're
winter.
yielding some cold weather, but I tell you, it's going to be fine. The sun is out here in the Hampton Roads area. It's going to warm up a little bit this weekend, Miss E. On tomorrow, it won't be in the 20s. It's going to be in the 50s, close to the 60s. So look, just stay warm today. You got something to look forward to a little part of the weekend.
And that's on Saturday. But on Sunday, it's going to drop back down
fall
again. And it's going to have a mixture of rain and snow.
We'll see how much snow we get. I have a feeling that we may get a little something. I know Norfolk is going to get a little something. We'll see how it comes, Miss E. What happens?
Rain and snow.
We'll see. I have a feeling that we're going to see a little bit more snow this year than we did last year. But that's just my prediction.
Okay.
In the meantime, it's Fun Friday. What's the tea, Miss E? What you going to do this weekend?
Well, this is the Martin Luther King weekend. There's a lot of things happening around the
Yes,
town over
absolutely.
in Newport News that starts about 11 or 1 o'clock tomorrow. Then on Monday, you got the King down at the Attic Theater where they're pulling the curtain for the green.
Yes.
Putting the curtain, putting the plaque upon it. And then they're going to march from Addicts Theater and go down to the Martin Luther King Monument.
Absolutely.
They got Peggy Britt and also Earl Bynum will be singing in there. And then they're going to take their walk all the way down. So every lottie dotted, everybody is invited to come out, but they're telling you to bundle up real good.
Mr. E, things have really changed in that area where the
That's right.
monument is. It
That's right.
is just built up, apartments and all kind of things. The last time I went by there, I don't go by there often, but it's different.
They got the 645 building, which is townhouses and apartments down
Absolutely.
there. And they said they got future plans to get to close up the United States Postal Service
Yes.
and fix that whole street up, that whole neighborhood up. And now when you go down to Church Street and go across Brampton Avenue going in towards the post office, the McDonald's used to be, you see the bus terminal around that, but they got some apartments that they're pulling up. And
Yes.
and then if you go to Tidewater Drive in that area, you find there is some more apartments before you go through the tunnel.
Yeah, they're talking about the mall being converted to condos
Yeah,
and different
yeah.
things like that. So we will see what it looks like in the long run. You got the casino coming up, the new hotel coming up. I tell you, Norfolk is
Do
busy.
you really think that the face of Norfolk need to be changed from where downtown Norfolk is, where the city jail is?
Oh
You
yeah,
think the courthouse need to be relocated?
the courthouse, the jail need to go somewhere. Yeah, but the courthouse, nothing. I think the courthouse is in the right place, but all the jail, they're gonna get rid of. I think Portsmouth jail.
Yeah, that's already closed.
Yes, and then hey, yeah, take that stuff and put it somewhere else. You got it smack dead in the middle of stuff, and you trying to build up and make more money for the city. You can't make no money on the jailhouse,
That's right.
can you?
You can make money because everybody that's in there has to pay for them
Mm,
to even sleep in the jailhouse. They said the cost is $2 a day.
Mr. E, that ain't no money. They want money like $2,000 a month for rent. I mean, the rent is high, but that's another topic. Today it's our FYI Fun Friday segment, Mr. E. What's in your closet? Issues concerning us women.
My God, what a great topic it is today. And I'm not going to let the cat out the bag. I'm going to let Miss Hinton talk
Mhm.
because I know what she's talking about today is a true statement about these women.
I tell you what, Fun Friday topic today is women's relationship with money. I'm telling you. And in my opinion, Mr. E, money is a wonderful subject. I don't mean no harm, but it is something that's needed. It answers everything under the sun. And we need to talk about it. Now, on Wednesday, we talked about, do men value money? I don't even have to ask that question about do women, because I tell you what, we value it, we want it, we need it, and we definitely need to make sure we get it. It talks about how money has changed the relationship and everything. It says the relationship with money is undergoing a massive transformation, shifting from historical exclusion to a position of significant economic power. And again, money is a great subject to talk about. We have to have it, and women are doing all they can to get it in this day and time. I think money and getting money is a strategic thing, Mr. E. I think you got to learn about money. You got to know what to do with it. You've got to be able to steward well. You've got to be able to balance everything, and you can't be a person that want to keep up with the Joneses. You can't be a woman that everything you see you gotta have, because that can make an imbalance in your stewardship. You have to be a well balanced woman in order to make money and keep it and grow it.
Miss Hinton, this is one of the greatest topics. Men ought to pay close attention to what we're talking about today. The topic is, does women have a relationship with money? Let me tell you, yes, they do. For many years and years and years, there has been a relationship with money. If you had a grandmama like I had a grandmama, she walked around with an old napkin in her house coat. And when she walked around with that old napkin in her house coat, and she tied it up.
Oh my goodness, that handkerchief.
That handkerchief. She tied it up and it had plenty of money. She had money to this and money for that. Yes, women do have a relationship with that mighty dollar.
And the things that we can do with money. Now, Mr. E, I'm going to go back in the past too because I can remember my grandmother always having coins. She had her coins. And when emergencies and things came up, she went in the attic. She went in,
Underneath the
when
mattress
real emergencies came up,
or
she
in the
knew
snuff can.
she had that money. My mother also, she came down here after my father died in New York and had 7 children. And she was very strategic with that money. And guess what? She would buy cars every, what, 3 years. She had 7 children, buy cars every 3 or 4 years, built a home. I mean, she definitely kept her hands on her coins.
When
Now, back in my mom and grandma in them days, they also had that support system, and that husband
we
had
bring
to go
that
to
money
work,
home.
but that husband had to give the money
That's
to
right.
the wife, and
That's right.
she handled those coins.
And just like we said on Wednesday, just like men, we're not used to money. So that's why women had to get that money. I mean, because men will blow that money like crazy. But when you got a great mama or a wife who knows how to manage money, you're gonna always have money to in one's pocket. My granny and my mama had that money. My mama picked up the same habit that my granny had, where she had a little napkin, a handkerchief, and she had a little house coat on, and everything you want was in that house coat pocket, even down to big dollar bills. And
That is true.
she had a great safe. She had a great safe place to hide all her money.
Well, my grandmother had a friend. She took us over there one time. She lived in Norfolk, and she had, I mean, bundles and bundles of the dollar, the dollar coins and 50-cent pieces. And I was like, well, who in the world can collect so many coins like that? I mean, she could take them anywhere, out of her bosom, under the mattress. She was showing us stuff. It was just unbelievable. But women are definitely have always managed money. They might have not always been in the workforce in the past, but they were in the workforce in a sense because money management was something they had to learn to do. But
I,
listen to this, Mr. E. It says the great wealth transfer. It says we are currently in the midst of a historic shift in capital. By the end of the decade, women are expected to control 30 trillion in assets in the US alone, largely due to inheritance from spouses and parents, as well as increased entrepreneurship. They just announced, Mr. E, I think it was last week or the week before, Beyonce, the fabulous singer, is a billionaire now.
well, I would put it because she has that loop. She knows
She's a
how to have.
billionaire.
Miss Rhonda Driver, we want to say good morning to you. And she said we have to learn how to give our money a purpose. You know,
Yeah, I
women
love
has to
that.
learn that money it has to have a purpose, because if a man had to use that, hold on to that money, they wouldn't have a house today. They wouldn't have car payments. Men wouldn't have
Hmm.
a what they call a fund that they can fall back on.
Absolutely. So we are definitely in the house. Look, 30 trillion in assets alone. We're seeing more millionaires, women millionaires, multimillionaires. We're seeing billionaires now. Women bill. Oprah Winfrey been a billionaire for what, the last 10 years or
Hmm.
more.
Yeah.
We're seeing money like that. We're not just talking about 5, 10 cent here or a dollar. We're talking about millions and billions. Women are definitely coming up in this day and time. It says the wealth transfer, wherein there are opportunities to make money now, women. Now, listen, ladies, I wanted to say this to you. You're going to have to find your way to the pot of gold. Why? Because if you, and I'm not saying you have, if you've been codependent on any of these programs and things like that government programs and things like that. The government is telling you all right now,
Time to
ladies
end it.
and men, all that codependent
It's
programs
coming
and
to an
stuff,
end.
they don't have the money to take care of all these people no more. I know it seems cruel. I know things are hard to look at, but the government is already telling you we can't afford to take care of everybody now. Women, that includes you. You're going to have to find a way to exist in this world, work in this world, and save and steward well, because it's the time is coming. If you don't build your own wealth, nobody's going to give it to you.
They said modern transfer, the shift behavior is coming around. There's a shift in
Mm-hmm.
the air, a behavior. Modern trend shows that women are redefining financial success through a
Mm-hmm.
different lens. Well, they're looking at money, they're looking at the value of a dollar, and they're looking at
Yes.
how they can spend that money and make that money works for them instead of it working against them.
I believe that women have to be taught. We talked about men being taught young. Women, you have to be taught. But let me tell you something, ladies. You all have a natural instinct for money. And just like I said, with our grandmas, our moms, and them, they knew that there had to be a certain amount of money to be spent, saved. You had to balance the books. You had to make sure
Yeah.
that everything, was you're able to survive, and you can't waste anything.
Okay.
Go ahead, Miss
They
D.
said the value of women shift behavior. It says the value based on investment.
Mm-hmm.
Women are twice as likely as men to prioritize ESG, economic, social, and government factors in their portfolios. Women
Yes.
are twice as smart, twice as valuable. I'm gonna go ahead and give them the go ahead benefit of the doubt. Women know how to take money and make money.
Absolutely.
Men are in a competitive world. They so busy trying to get more money on this side and how they gonna get this money. But women are valuing the dollar
Yes.
and they're investing the dollar. Men are risk takers, but men are not. They said risk awareness. Women are generally more risk awareness
Mm-hmm.
rather than risk averse, focusing on long term security and life goals over short term market specialization,
Mm-hmm.
spectaculars. That women are looking at money in a different lens. They're
Yes.
looking at the value of a dollar. They're looking at money totally different than the way men are looking at. They look just like for Adam, and when Adam and Eve, women begin to look at that fruit as in a different lens. They saw that the fruit was pretty, one.
Mm-hmm.
They saw that the fruit would give feed the belly,
Mm-hmm.
hit that empty spot. And they also found that the fruit would make them smart. They looking at
Yes.
men never looked at those at it at that lens. Women are looking at that money in a different lens. They looking at I'm not in competition with you. I'm not doing it. But
Yes.
if you look at a man is in more competition than life itself. But women looks at that money and they say, I can see where I can put this at, I can get this at, and I
Yes.
can get that. I know how to sit here. Maybe I need to put this underneath the bed, or like the old ladies used to do, tied up in a handkerchief and put it deep down in their pocket.
That's a good point about Eve, because she was very ambitious. I mean, the enemy come to her, the devil come to her. He said, "You know what? You can go higher. Where you at, girl? You sitting up here. Look at what I see. Let me show you what I see." She said, Can I go there? Can I get high? And that's what it is about a woman. She's very ambitious. If you look at the statistics, Mr. E, women are educating themselves more and more and more. They're the top educators. They are definitely gaining knowledge and information so they can get the best jobs, so
Mm-hmm.
they can get the best opportunities, so they can make the best money. And that's the great thing about women. They have always found a way to survive. survive.
That's right. That's right. It's a known fact that they said that that women think with both sides. The advantage that they got
Hmm.
two, they think with both sides of the brain, and men only think with one side. I said to myself, why don't men start thinking with both sides of the brain instead of thinking with one side? They said in 2026, over 70% of women are now actively invest in the stock market.
Yes.
And with young Generation Z and the millennium closing the gap faster, they're now investing like crazy. They're looking at the money market.
Yes.
They're looking at the return in their investment. They're looking at how to invest and when to invest and how and what to do when they're investing. Not waiting for someone else to whisper in their ear. They study to show their self approval so that they can be able to rake in that dough, Ray and me.
And I love that. I remember when I first said, look, I need to get a closer look at what this stock market thing is. A lot of women weren't talking about it at the time. But I said, hey, I'm going to just jump out there and start investing. And definitely throughout the years, it has definitely paid off. It says that studies from 2024, Mr. E, to 2026 highlight several distinct ways women approach and value their money. Prioritizing security. Women are more likely than men to define financial success as being debt free and having a robust
Yeah,
emergency fund, just like I
yeah.
was telling you about my grandma. It also says purpose driven spending. Women often view money as a tool to support their families
Hmm.
and communities, with a high percentage of high net worth women prioritizing charitable giving. Now, we believe in giving, we believe in developing these charities and making a way for our communities. But it also says cautious investing. While often less confidence in the technical investing skills, women tend to be more disciplined investors, trading less frequently and achieving comparable or better long term returns than men. It is an awesome thing to actually to be a part of that market, to be able to invest, to learn. First of all, there's a lot of knowledge and information about investing in the market and how you can strategically really come out ahead by planning, by getting information and making sure you're making great choices. Frugality. When I hear that word, I think about my daughter. Uh, Frugality for future needs. Recent 2025 data shows women are increasingly adopting frugal habits and cutting non-essential spending to combat economic uncertainty and ensure retirement readiness. I have a daughter. If she's not frugal, I don't know who is. She's gonna balance the book.
That's
She's
right.
gonna save her coin. She's gonna spend, but she's gonna spend when necessary. She's gonna get her needs met and some of her wants, but she don't play. She's not out here to go to the poorhouse.
Some women out here today are just like men that not used to
Hmm.
money. When you are used to money and you know the value of a dollar at an early age, you're gonna be frugal with your spending.
Yes.
You don't. If you look at your closet and said, "I don't really need that. I don't want that." Well, I can do without that,
Hmm.
and that means that I'm saving a buck. I want to say good morning to
Hmm.
Miss Sheila Robbins. Thank you so much for tuning in to FYI Radio Show, where your host is none other than Miss Yolnda, Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And for more information, you can give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadioshow@gmail.com.
Women are becoming independent, self-sufficient. They are now, helping in the household. They bringing value to the family. They're doing a lot of things that causes us to say, "Wow, we can really make it out here. We can have financial freedom. We can be debt free." It's enough information out here, Misty, for a woman to be able to learn more about how she can survive. I love the idea of money. I love the idea of being strategic, like I said earlier. I love the fact that what you can do with money to grow it is an awesome awesome thing. It's just, I mean, it's just like a game, in a sense. It's something that you, if you pay attention to, and if you do things and steward well, you can really come out ahead. Talking about a life that affords you to really do the things you want. If you want to go into business, you can do that. If you want to take care, like I said, contribute to your children's education. There are so many things that a woman can do in order to really make it ahead in the financial world.
You know, one of the things that came to my mind just a few minutes ago is talking about the virtuous woman. When you look at that word and see who could be a virtuous woman,
Mm,
you'll find that in the word of God that that virtuous woman will make everybody else. She can go lacking. She'll go
yes,
lacking, but everybody else will be looking great. So she's saving money on herself.
yes.
She's saving money by putting a patch on the knee of a torn pair of pants and making a style out that,
Yes.
women know how to take old and make it new. Just like Jesus. Jesus know how to take
Mm,
that old and make
yes.
it new. Turn wine into water before because it was old. It was old. They looked at it and now he's doing a new thing. And so when you're looking at the style, when you're looking at technology, when you're looking at raising families, when you're looking at that money, money has value. Talk to some women that knows how to put money aside and make it work for their home.
Absolutely. Now we know women continue to fight for equal pay. As a significant global wage gap persists, we know that men have, made more money than women in
Yeah.
times past. As of 2026, women in the United States earn approximately 84 cents for every dollar earned by men, while the global average remains around 77 to 80 cents. So that gap has to be closed. It says the pay transparency laws, many regions, including several U.S. states and the European Union, now require employers to disclose salary ranges and job posting. If I'm doing the same job as you, mister, I should be getting the same pay. Don't go by me being a beautiful,
A
fine
woman.
lady. Don't go by that. Go by the job. And it's a shame that it has been like that in the past, but women are really fighting. They are pushing legislation that makes sure that there's equal pay. This is something that women have been fighting for the longest time, Mr. E.
That's right. And if they got to fight, and the thing about it is, it was just like black men had to fight for equal pay to value what the same job that they were doing. Now the women has to fight for that. I believe if they're capable of doing the job, let them make the same amount of money.
Yes, talking about banning salary history. More jurisdictions are prohibiting employers from asking candidates about their past earnings to prevent carrying over prior pay discrimination. You have global initiatives that can help too. The UN and the Equal Pay International Coalition work with governments to implement equal pay for work of equal value, standards targeting sectors where women's work is historically undervalued. We've got to fight for change, ladies. We've got to educate ourselves. We have to be strategic. We have to definitely manage our coins because there are so many things that we have to do. We got women now, Mr. E, that are head of household.
Yeah.
They're building family and growing their children. They want success for their children. And so, for that reason, we've got to get on the ball. Like I said earlier, ladies, if you've been codependent on these programs and on these organizations, it's time for you to start your own business, or it's time for you to get your money right. Educate yourself, go back to school, do something that's going to make you ahead of the game because there are going to be a lot of folk, a lot of women. If they don't be careful, they are going to miss out because the system is saying, away with you children, we're not going to take care of you no more. If you can't take care of yourself, you won't be able to make it in this world.
Well, they say if you're seeking to go to work,
Mm-hmm.
seek partnership. Don't not
Yeah.
and not pressure. If you decided to work in the professional, look for an advisor who used to use an educator model. Go and take some advice. Go to
Yes, I
class.
like that.
Ladies, go to class and look. If you got to take care of them cheers, if you got to do what you got to do, you got to do what you got to do.
You can do it, ladies. I tell you what, you have to do it. This is a whole new world, and it's every man for himself, every woman for herself. But look, be blessed. We're going to have a wonderful, wonderful weekend of NFL games. Make sure you all come back to Monday Sports Talk, and let's have a good time discussing that along with Martin Luther King Day. Be blessed. Have a wonderful weekend.
For the past 30 minutes, you've been listening to nothing but the best FYI radio show with your host, Miss Yolnda, the Lady Hinton. I'm Ed Everett, the co-host. And for more information, you can give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget, you can inbox us at Edward Everett's Facebook page, Miss Yolnda, the Lady Hinton's Facebook page, or FYI Facebook page. And for more information, call the 757-714-7861 or email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. Don't forget to join us Monday, Wednesday, and Friday from 9:30 to 10 for more.
All right, all right, all right. I tell you what, thank you all for joining us. Rhonda Driver, Sheila Robbins, all you all that are on TikTok. Thank you so much for joining us, LinkedIn, and the rest of the social media. This is a very serious subject. Ladies, I encourage you to educate yourself and do what you got to do in order to be successful, in order to manage your money, in order to, build wealth. And live a life of freedom. That's what it means, Mr. E. When you are able to have money and have enough to do the things that you have to do, it gives you financial freedom, and you definitely feel better for it. So, Mr. E, we're going to see you on Sports Talk. Anything you got to say about what's going on this weekend in sports?
It's going to be pandemonium, and guess what? If 49ers, the Seahawks going to pull it through for the 49ers, and Houston, the Seahawks going to beat the 49ers.
Uh-huh.
Denver, and I don't have it right before me, and it's going to be pandemonium. At the end of this weekend, Houston's going to be there, and Denver going to be there.
Ooh, we shall see, but look.
Keep your eyes focused, and don't forget on Saturday, it's on, and Sunday, on and popping.
On and popping. So we got great shows coming up after dark. We have of course, our morning live show. Miss D's going to tell you how you can be a special guest sponsor or intern with FYI Radio Show.
If you'd like to be a special guest or sponsor of the most talked about radio show in the whole wide world, all you got to do is give us a call at 757-714-7861, or you can email us at FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com. If you'd like to be in our audience, email us your email, and we'll email you back so to let you know the time that you can come on and what date to come on, so you can be in our audience. You can clap your hands every now and then. Don't forget to send it to FYIRadiosHowLive@gmail.com.
All right. We got some great folks up here on TikTok. Chris, hey, how you doing? All you all up there. We're going to be back and be able to talk with you all soon. And we'll be back Monday. Join us at 9:30 a.m. Be blessed. Have a wonderful weekend.
Bye now.